Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to fight Ant-Man Future effectively. Please do share this video, and let's get started. Starting with his SIG, incoming bleed and incinerate effects suffer minus 10 to 90% duration, and when those are triggered against him, he can gain his self-repair, and whenever he loses 10% of his max health from a single source, including external damage, he gains a self-repair buff, which is quite annoying. Ant-Man always has a 10% chance to glance, and when you have a pierce, this is negated. So Ant-Man's power detonation, he inflicts an encroaching power detonation passive for 14 seconds, which can't be affected by ability accuracy reduction, and when it expires, 40% of your current power is drained, and you are inflicted with the power detonation passive. So this is when the encroaching timer expires, then you're inflicted with the passive. And when that passive expires, you take basically disintegration damage over 24 seconds, and you can negate that passive when you throw a special attack. Whenever Ant-Man glances, he gains a nano armor up buff, and these expire every 4 seconds. When you intercept Ant-Man Future, you remove a nano armor up buff. When you attempt to remove these buffs by nullify or armor break, it's replaced with a passive with the same potency as his armor ups. When he gets more than 5 armor ups, his Surging Swarm activates, and when you end a combo against him and it glances, you're stunned for 1.5 seconds, and power detonation expires much faster. So, let's take a look at some counters. Hulkling is definitely the best against Ant-Man Future because he has a very easy access to pierce by striking the opponent's block, and he is power drain and power burn immune, so that basically hinders all the damage Ant-Man Future can do to you. I had to intercept to get rid of the Aegis Intercept, which is when you have to intercept to remove the indestructible, and the region at the start was Robust Rivalry, where they're permanently healing unless you've got a buff on you. But for Ant-Man specifically, this was Cavalier for last month, the Moondragon chapter. Here's the first fight there. But basically I want to have Pierce up against him the entire fight. I threw it into his block intentionally knowing I'd go unblockable, and I wanted to get my Furies active as well. You do want to intercept this guy as much as possible, but when you have Pierce, he won't glance you, therefore he won't be getting his armor at all, and then he's basically a kitten from that point on. And it's very, very simple from there. But what if you don't have Hulkling or can't get rid of his, or you can't prevent him from gaining armor? Then let's look at some other champs for that. So another champion that can counter Ant-Man Future very, very efficiently is Null. Null on his mediums, special ones, and heavy attacks places Living Abyss debuffs, which remove all forms of armor on the opponent when he applies that debuff. But Ant-Man, when you see, he removes a nano armor up buff with his Living Abyss, and Ant-Man just turns it into a passive. Null cannot get around his passive nano armor by removing his nano armor buffs. So when he enters Swarm by getting 6 passives, Null can't prevent that even when they're corrupted. He just won't be gaining any nano armor while Corruption is active, like right now. But that doesn't mean that he can't gain his passives. Right here, you're going to see that he will still keep gaining passives when he glances me. In a second, he's going to glance me. He glanced me right there, and he gained a passive. So he can still enter the Swarm against you, so do not finish your combos when you are using Null against Ant-Man Future. But other than that, you can counter him very easily. When you're in Corruption, don't finish your combos unless if you want to risk getting stunned and smacked in the face and die. Another fantastic counter to this fight is Valkyrie. Valkyrie, when she goes above 10 hits in her combo meter, will gain a permanent Pierce. And when you have a Pierce, Ant-Man Future will not be able to glance you, thus completely negating his nano armor up buffs. Unless if he hits you or intercepts you, then he'll gain armor. But while you have a Pierce, he can't glance you. So that's really good. Not a clean fight, I forgot about Aegis Intercept, but Valkyrie will ignore his armor and his glancing, but what she can't ignore, as you see on under my health bar, is a disintegration. You will still take disintegration damage, but you will be able to prevent the glancing, so she's very, very good against this fight. This is a cautionary tale for anyone thinking Gallon is a good counter to this fight. He is if Ant-Man Future is unawakened. If Ant-Man Future is awakened, his SIG caps all incoming damage at 10% of his max health, including Gallant's Harvest. You're going to watch it right here. He's going to go 63 to 53%. The reason why I'm showing OG Thor here is because whenever you armor break Ant-Man Future or nullify him, you will remove his nano armor up buff and replace it with a passive. But if he enters the swarm and you end your combo, you'll get stunned and you'll die. Bringing a nullify or neutralize champ against this guy will just feed his nano armor ups, and it's not a good idea. The reason why I say nullify and neutralize is not a good idea against Ant-Man Future is because whenever you nullify or neutralize him, when he has his nano armor ups, he will gain his passives. But when you have him neutralized, when he attempts to glance and gain his nano armor up buffs, he will gain his passive instead, and it will still have the same effect. He's trying to glance me, and bam, he has the nano armor. He's in the swarm, and then he's going to stun me and wreck me. So not a good idea to use neutralize against him. I'm going to showcase Crossbones here as my last champ. Crossbones Furies have defensive ability accuracy reduction, 22% per, which also shut down his armor and all that stuff, except for the disintegration, so you do have to throw specials to handle this. Falcon and Cap Sam Wilson Falcons, Lockdowns work well, Kingpin's degen works well, mechanics like that to reduce defensive ability accuracy and Shrug Off work well, but you do want to intercept this guy a lot to manage his armor up well. Let me know if this helps, please do like and subscribe, and have a great day.